Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the Vin Man Show. I'm the Vin Man. Hey, I hope you've all enjoyed this week about talking about dogs. I know I have. This is going to be probably the final episode talking about dogs. Final dog tale. Final talking about dog tales. Anyways, and I just kind of want to go over what we talked about, reminisce on what we were saying before about dogs, and remember the quote I gave you on National Puppy Day about a dog is the only thing on earth that loves you more than it loves themselves. Oh my gosh, that is so true about dogs. They're wonderful. And of course, you know, dog spelled backwards is God, and he loves you more than you love yourself, if you didn't know that. And anyways, moving right along to I did talk quite a bit about the handicapped people on the dog show. And you know, and I told you the handicapped people, they want to overcome their handicap. I know I do. You know, I mean, you look at me, I don't look handicapped. Look at a blind person, you could tell they're handicapped. Or if they're on crutches, you could tell they're handicapped. And they want to overcome that. And I respect them so much. And, you know, and it just, I realize, you know, really what they want is they want to become productive members of society. That's all. That's really what they want. And they don't want a handout. And you know, I think parents, you got to think about that too. I think that's our job when we're raising kids is to remember that's our job is to make the kids productive members of society. And I think, man, I'm so blessed. Both of my kids are out. Both of them have jobs. They're not living in my house. They're not asking me for money. Hey, I'm blessed, you know, and just that's why I believe in a good education. So get your kids get them educated well, and with a major that has a profession at the end of it. Parents, come on now. And um, anyways, also I was saying, yeah, you know, we should in the dog show it was brought up the Boy Scout motto of we should leave this place nicer than we found it. That means all you people that own dogs, make sure you clean up after them. That's part of it. But leaving a place nicer than you found it, you know, really it comes down to when we leave this life, we need to leave it nicer than we found it. And that doesn't mean, oh yeah, I had the nicest yard on the block. Look how nice I have my yard mowed and all the bushes trimmed and my house is painted. Yeah, that's part of it, but hey, that's minor. Look at the big picture of leaving the place nicer than you found it. When you die, and if you left it nicer than you found it, that means if you look back, you've helped people. And if you haven't helped people, and then I don't think you left life nicer than you found it. And so let's pay it forward, folks. You know, be nice to people. You know, if you be nice to people and then they'd be nice to three more people, that'd be paying it forward. It'd be so awesome. Anyways, I'm going to make this episode real short because I ran out of dog tales. Not really, but as I said, this is going to be the last show on dog tales. And I hope the joke at the end, it's not really about dogs. And there is an animal in this last joke I'm going to tell you. But before I get to the joke, I also want to bring back up, you know, a few episodes back, I gave you guys a quiz. And I really haven't heard very many people respond to that quiz. And I've given you plenty of time to respond. And it was only a three questions on the quiz. And you know, if you don't turn the quiz in, that's an F, you fail. That's if you don't turn it in. So, and then the few people that have turned it in, you know, they've only gotten there's three questions and they only got one out of the three questions right. So, you know, one out of three, is that an F or is that a D? Well, let's call it a D plus. But anyways, you remember you guys might have even forgot the quiz questions, and so I'm going to give it to you again. I'm going to give you one more chance to come online, Come on, folks, come on and give me some feedback on this. First question, or the question is, which of these sentences that I'm going to tell you are in the Bible or they're not in the Bible? It could be one sentence is in the Bible, or two, or three, or none of them are in there, or all of them are in there, or which one is in there. So the first question was, if you don't work, you don't eat. And the second question was, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And the third quiz question was, what was the third quiz question? I'm going to have to look that up and get back. No, it was, oh yeah, make hay while the sun shines. So folks, those are easy questions. Are they in the Bible or not? And love to hear from you. And if you don't want to embarrass yourself by coming on Facebook and answering them wrong, because it is an open book test, you can come to my email, LB, that's like Long Beach to remember that, lbvinman@hotmail.com. All right, we're going to wrap this up with this. There is an animal in this joke, and this joke has to do with envy. And kind of what we're talking about, because I told you also in the dog episode, appreciate the small things that you got. As I say, people don't appreciate breathing. They don't appreciate sleeping. They don't appreciate their eyes or their legs, or really even their life. Come on, folks. And that's not a small thing. So anyways, if you appreciate what you got, and don't envy other people with what they got, this joke will help you remember this episode, I hope. Anyways, how's it go? Okay, so remember I was talking to you about when you have these high school reunions. Anyway, there was a high school reunion, and these three gals that were good friends in high school hadn't seen each other for a couple decades. They were like on their 20th high school reunion, and it came back, and then they were all so happy they met each other again. And they said, you know what, we shouldn't wait 10 years every time to see each other. Let's have coffee tomorrow and really get to talk to each other. And they said, okay. So the three of them met for coffee the next day, and they're talking, and the first one says, oh yeah, man, life is so good. I am married to an actor, and wow, he's so handsome, and he's such an interesting life, and he's a real good lover. Oh my gosh, so life is really good for us. And the second one said, that's great, and she said, yeah, I'm blessed too, because I'm married to a banker, and we're just kind of rolling in dough. We take extravagant vacations, and life is real good. And the third one said, wow, let's see what can I tell you about my life. Oh, she goes, oh, well, my husband, when he's aroused, um, 6 parrots can stand on his pecker. And they go, okay, well, okay. So anyways, they finished their coffee, and they went their separate ways. And but they said, hey, you know what? We should do this more often. Let's meet next month. And they said, fine. So the next month they came back, and the first one said, all month, ladies, I've been feeling guilty because I kind of told you how my life was, married to a nice actor, and how handsome he was, and how good he was in the sack. Well, the truth is, yes, he's an actor, but he's just a stand-in, and means his main job is waiting tables, and sometimes they call him to a movie set, and he just does a stand-in. And he's okay looking. He's not real handsome, and as far as being good in bed, shoot, he's gay, so he's not good in bed with me anyway. So anyway, the other people, oh boy, And so the second one goes, well, if you're confessing up, I guess I'll confess up too. And she goes, and I told you my husband's a banker and we're rolling in dough. Well, he is a banker, but he's just a teller, and we're not rolling in dough. And as far as the extravagant vacations that we take, we go camping and stay in a tent all week, and we don't go very far. Ay, ay, ay. So the third one said, well, ladies, since you guys all confessed up, she said, about those 6 parrots that can stand on my husband's pecker. She said, well, the sixth one has to stand on one leg only. Okay, folks, dog week's over. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope that put a smile on your face.